Hello and welcome along and welcome back to Charwell. The snow has fallen. It's the middle of winter, but there's still plenty for us to do on the farm. So it's going to be a little bit of a yard work today on Charwell. We're going to be we need to feed our pigs, we need to feed our chickens. We've actually jumped ahead a day, so we jumped to the third day of winter. We've had a fair amount of snow on day 2. But if we have a look in here at our pigs. So jumping forward the day has meant that we've got next to no food. And in case of the soybeans, no food in with the pigs. And no feed in with the chickens either. So actually we've got cleanliness issue first. So we're going to drop off this corn into here. Right, so, and head over to our pig enclosure and get that cleaned out. It's going to be a lot of stuff in the JCB today. I want to talk about where we're going with our animals and what we're doing. Our tractors are going to stay firmly in the shed. Both of them are completely and utterly useless to us today. We've got no work to do anywhere other than... why do I have 48? Oh, well. Other than... doing stuff with the animals. So yeah, it's all going to be about the pigs today, and the chickens, of course. Right, now the thing I want to be careful and cautious of is this. Now, interestingly, we've got a great demand at the grain sell point. Now, if our great demand, I don't want the snow. Let's clear the snow away. If our great demand is for corn, that changes everything of what we're doing today. And our great demand is not for corn, although the price is half decent. It's actually for potatoes. So, yeah, that doesn't change anything for us today. A little bit stuck. The pigs are very hungry, you can tell by the fact that they're crowding around the trough. And all I'm picking up at the moment is snow. This is the one issue with snow in seasons, is that when you're trying to clean out things like the pig trough, you don't get the pig food, you get the snow. Try not to get stuck under that. It just doesn't help when we get stuck under that like that. Let's see if we can just get pig food. Yeah, now that we've got a decent amount of pig food in our bucket, it's not picking up the snow anymore, which is good. Out of my way, little piggy. I don't know what you're doing. The pig is flying. Right, there we go. So that's the pigs cleaned out. We still need to feed them. But that's them cleaned. Their water has been refilled as well. If we go check that, which is over this way. Yeah, nice full water trough now as well. So that's good news. Close that then, and we will head over and clean the chickens. So the chickens don't have a lot of feed to clean. So we'll collect that up. Yeah. And then they are also the easiest ones for us to feed. Now, a few people have suggested in the comments of these videos that we get ourselves a big mixing wagon and use that to mix up the pig feed. And I actually like that idea. I think that is an absolutely cracking idea. The only issue I have with it at the moment... we've picked up a bit of corn on our way through. The only issue I have with it at the moment is that we've only got this. So we've got this little here. Now, if I can, that might reach the edge. I would have to change our bucket. We'd have to get a high dump bucket for this in order to do this, or in order to do that, because I do know from experience that this bucket, this would not make it. This would not manage to do what we're aiming for and wouldn't manage to load that. The other one is to get a stationary pig feed mixer instead of a, as well as some storage. which I actually quite like. I think that's a great idea. When we expand the farm, I'm very, very much considering doing that. So having like a storage bit for it. Let's have a look at our chickens. Yeah, they could do it a little bit more, and then the rest can go in for the rest can then go in for the pigs. So let's avoid picking anything up on my way through. Grab some wheat. Now they're not going to want a lot. They're probably going to want maybe 200 litres, with the rest of this being able to go to the pigs. It's that there's a little bowl in the middle of the yard that is hard as nails. I keep catching it. Right, how's that? That is unchanged. That's because we didn't put much in at all. Okay. Right, how's that? Right, there we go, that's better. A little bit more. Wait, there we are. Didn't want to dump the entire bucket out on it. Collect it up, clean it up. Because this is the trouble with previous versions of FarmSim. When you tipped out and you reached the full amount of stuff for your animal feed, what you'd get is it would just stop tipping. In this version, it continues to tip. And if you're not careful, what you end up with is just a pile of stuff that you can't deal with, that you can't get anywhere near. So, yeah, it pays to be a little bit cautious. Ah, very close. They only need about 1,000 litres. We will grab just a tiny bit more of the wheat in a bit to top things up. What we can do first, though, is grab a bucket of canola. Is what we got in here, isn't it? A bucket canola to put in there as well, and then a bucket of corn, because we have so much corn at the moment. We are going to be able to sell corn, I think, but we're in a position where corn won't sell until, as we found out last time, like the first day of summer, I think, is the best price. So that's why I'm keeping an eye out for a great demand at the grain for corn. Whoa, too much canola. There we go. Pigs are jumping all over my bucket still. Speaking of which, we are getting very, very close to selling our first pigs. Our Berkshires have reached a great price. They're almost 6 months old. They've got, they are reaching their £280 selling weight. And when they do that, that is going to be absolutely perfect for us. We're going to make a good amount of money off them with that. And just at the point where our first piglets are due to be born as well. So our Yorkshires are nice and pregnant, and they are about to produce the first piglets. So we'll get a good flurry of money in from the Berkshires, from selling those. 6 months time we won't have quite as much or quite as many Yorkshires to sell. Once we've finished doing this, let's see in here. So yeah, we can see in here we've got £195 on the Berkshires. They are 1.4 years, so we've still got a bit of growing to go on our Berkshires, but we're working on it. But yeah, 0.4 years, they're coming up to that 6 months. Whereas the Yorkshires here, they are currently, you can see next animal in 0.2, 0.1, 0.1. So we've got a whole load of piglets that are about to be born, which is absolutely fantastic. Really, really good that we're 6 months in. I can't believe we're 6 months in nearly to our animals, and they're about to start paying off. And this is why I love pigs in seasons. Pigs in seasons, you've got, so we can show you this as well. You can see here how much you buy the Berkshires for. You buy them 322, and we're immediately up to, wow, we are immediately up to £533. So we've nearly doubled the price of our pigs, and a little bit longer, a little bit more weight, and those will be ready to sell. So that is just, I am so pleased at how well our pigs are doing. We've got very little way to go before we start making money on the pigs, which is not a moment too soon. We are absolutely in a position where we need to make some money. We are minus 9,000. Selling the Berkshires will get us out of that. Should get us out of that fairly easy. I hope they get us out of that, because we need to make some good money and move forward from that. So let's tip this in. Not going to take very much. But there we go. And that's why I didn't do it in the trough, because I knew that we were going to have a drop on the ground very quickly. And we just got to go and do the same with the corn. Once we've done that, that will be our pigs fully fed and our chickens fully fed. We've also got some more chickens. We've had some chick spawn. So we bought 150 chickens. We now have 156. So our chicken population is growing, which is good. So this is the idea of the roost day. It's not so much to be is to be breeding chickens, but not necessarily to breed them for meat. We're looking to breed chickens to increase our numbers without having to do much. How do we get canola? Must have been, this bucket is really sensitive. And in a place like this, you end up picking up stuff you don't want to. So let's angle it down, and let's clear up some of this from the front of here. I think we have a lot of corn in here. I'm thinking of putting pig food in that end one, which is what I was saying about pig food mixer. Mix that stuff up and then put a big pile of pig food in that side corner there. And then that would just work really well for us. Alternatively, we get a static pig food mixer, which would also work really well for us. Right. There we go. And grab that. And we're done on the pig food. Absolutely perfect. So yeah, it is that big midwinter thing. It is too cold. The ground is frozen. We're down to -1. As long as this snow stays on the ground, it's going to stay like that. We are not in a position where it's going to unfreeze anytime soon, I don't think. If we look at the weather, yeah, look at that weather forecast. So we're day 3 today, day 4 on Monday, day 5 on Tuesday, day 6 on Wednesday, and look at those minimum temperatures, all in the minus figures. Spring comes in on that Friday, and then we start getting some thaw. But it's gonna be a while before we can work the land again, unfortunately. But that's okay, because that's what we've planned for, which is good. Right, so we are done as far as feeding the pigs goes. Next up, we need to get some straw and some bedding in for them as well. It should work well for us. There we go. And my hope was that we were going to be doing our... Oh, come on. This does annoy me about manual attach. Trying to get manual attach to work. There we go. on front loader bits sometimes is a bit of a chore. It's a bit difficult. Wait, we seem to have got it working here now though, so that's good news. Let's go and blow some straw. So it is, yeah, it's one of those things where it's a bit annoying with the cold not being able to work the ground, but fully expected as a situation. Where is my area I can blow this with? We need to be in the front one. There we go. Right, let's get some straw out. I do quite like this. Oh yeah, manual attach. Manual attach is a pain. It works really well most of the time. The time when it doesn't is anytime you're attaching a front loader tool of any type. Just does not want to work. You have to do things like I did then, where you have to sort of jump out and jump in, and sometimes shift into another vehicle, shift back. Sometimes manual attach does detect and connects to another vehicle that you're not even anywhere near, which is always hilarious. Right, let's drop off that. When I say manual attach, it's doing attaching when you're actually not outside trying to manually attach. It's actually quite a nice straight grab of a bale. And our shelters are doing well. You can see we still have 4,000 litres of straw in here. This smaller shelter is actually probably got more than enough straw in here for what we need. It's the thing. We could probably sell everything in that other shed for a fairly decent price if we do it at the right time of year. Let's have a look. Straw bales. Best time for straw bales, by far the end of spring. So yeah, we'll hold on to these. Maybe get ourselves a flatbed trailer come springtime and sell off a load of straw bales that we don't need. And just bring in, again, it's finding the ways on here to bring in that extra bit of cash. That extra bit of money that will allow you to make more money. To which we also are going to need a truck or van or something at some point. Because we're going to need to transport those cartons of eggs to sell. Maybe it'll be worth getting I don't know. What kind of vehicle do you guys think we should have on here? Do you think we should get a Landy or a truck, or do you think we should get maybe one of the Gators or something like that? Maybe. I'm very open to what we should get on here because we can't afford it at the moment. So yeah, you guys let us know. The consensus actually from last time, the question I asked last time, seems to be that we should do some sugar beet on here instead of the corn. So I'm going to look at that. I'm going to look at how we can, or what we can do from that sort of point of view, because it will be, yeah, it will be a better thing for us. We will do better that way from this. There we go. That takes pretty much a full bale. It's just that we have a little bit. I don't know how we ended up with this point where we have 30% of a bale left over all the time. But it's yeah. So that's the question. Last time was should we do sugar beet or corn? You guys very much said sugar beet, which is good. So I think we might have a crack at the sugar beet. I think we've got a good setup in our tractors that will allow us to harvest it, and I think we'd get a harvester that was trailed rather than a combine or a separate harvester for it. I think we'd do it that way. That is really good. I think we've sorted our animals really quite nicely. Let's have a look at them. Yep, so chickens are all good. Pigs are all good. That is absolutely brilliant. We've got 4 cartons of eggs here. 150 litres in 3 of them. I wonder if there's somewhere where we can store them better. I will have a think about that one. Probably the other thing to do is possibly get some something that we can put here and load up. We do have the tools to do it, and then store them in that shed there. So we might pick up some egg cages next time to try and just try and store these better. I've been using the egg cages a lot recently though, which is why I'm kind of going, oh, I'd just like to have the cartons and see if I can deal with those. So yep. But that's all good. So I think we are actually in a good place for us to finish today. A little bit of a shorter episode again, but it's winter time and there's not a lot to do. We are going to breeze through this winter quite quickly. I think next time we're probably going to sell the first of our pigs. So we will see how much money they bring us. For now, though, all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos and live streams from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.